höre dem Regen zu und liebe den Regen, der die Paradiese blank wäscht und ertränkt.
This one's for us. Forget the rest. Say goodbye to those gray, gloomy skies that get so depressed. I'm gonna meet you. Beg, steal, or borrow at the gates of the White House tomorrow. We have no money. We have no hope. We've seen our plans and dreams all go up in smoke, but we will leave behind our sorrow at the gates of the White House tomorrow. And we will all be together in a big happy crowd. Gold stars will spin around on a blue background. We'll speak the same language, we'll wear the same clothes. Well, this thing's going, nobody knows this one's for us. Despite the doubts that when some get together, others get left out. Let's set the beat, the rest can follow us to the gates of the White House tomorrow. This one's for us. Forget the rest. Say goodbye to those gray, gloomy skies that get you so depressed. I'm gonna meet you. Beg, steal, or borrow at the gates of the White House tomorrow. At the gates of the White House tomorrow. At the gates of the White House tomorrow.
Not done this in a while. Just wanted to let everybody know that, of course, we are still here. And I also wanted to extend our condolences to our monitor over at Annapurna Interactive. If you still have your paycheck coming in, learning about the collapse of Annapurna Interactive on this end was hey, karma. Is it karma's a B word, as they say? Karma is a bitch. Yep, that's all I'm going to say about that, really. Um, Also, arrogance goeth before the fall, etc. Because really, it was a classic comparison to the people up top not understanding what they had. And hey, their loss and our gain. Well, not our gain, but the damage is done. I mean, Annapurna Interactive is still there. They are still there. The money is still there. The brass is still there. But the problem is they had built their entire brand on being this on their selection process, and all the people that gave them that reputation are now gone. And they can replace them, but I mean, unfortunately, you cannot get back that. I mean, they can try, but they're not going to be able to. Um, and hey, it is what it is. And here's the thing: is my attitude toward. I just want to put this out there because this is always going to come up. Because you're just angry at Annapurna because they're the people who made Stray. No, I have made this absolutely 100% clear. We have made this 100% clear. We have nothing but love and respect for the people who have made Stray, because working as a game developer is something when you understand the amount of work blood, sweat, and tears you got to put into a project like this. You can only celebrate people who have been able to produce such a well-received and well-made game. I have not played it myself, but I look forward to it. The reason I have not played Stray, by the way, is because I don't have to pollute my creative process in this game. And one of these days I will, I will have the opportunity to do that, but not for now. So it's but I just want to get that out of the way. I am not angry at the people at Annapurna Interactive because of anything related to Stray. Well, something tangentially related to Stray, but the thing is, again, I don't blame the developers of Stray for the actions of their publishers. Publishers, as James Stephanie Sterling has so many times pointed out, are not your best friend. They are not your friends. That is something that we've never had a illusions about. They are necessary evil, unfortunately, in these days. I mean, looks like we have a little bit of anti-aliasing on the edge there, but I think that's fine. Let me just see the cutout. Yeah. Hey, but oh yeah, the alpha cutoff. I may have to just bring that down a bit because I do not like that white fringe around the edge of the signs. I just don't. Makes it look sloppy. Well, no, it's just on the white one. Oh, I see. Wrong way. Wrong direction. There we go. Yeah, there we go. We don't have that. We're not going to put politics in it, but we want to include the idea. I mean, humans are political beings, and we are just man by his nature is a political animal. I forget exactly who said that. Back in the day when I thought I was going to be trying to be an author or writer, that was the name of one of my very bad ideas for a novel, Man by His Nature. Because it was about politics. And the problem is I can't just, well, maybe I could try again now that I have a sort of firmer grasp on, writing narrative fiction. I have no idea if there's anybody watching, and quite frankly, I think there probably are none. I mean, usually whenever I do these, I sit here for an hour and 15 by myself and just reminisce and talk and think about this, that, and the other. If anybody's here who wants to communicate, I am here. Boop, doop, doop, boop. Let me just see. Is this working? Is this? Of course it's working. I'm going to type something far less pathetic than that. I'll just type, hey, yo. Oh, yeah, it's going across there. Great. All right, yeah. What we want to do. I'm going to call this Gov Solo. And do these game object. Scald wheat. And this is something that is actually very, maybe there are other places like this around the country, but one of the things that really struck me about Maine when I moved up here was how engaged local politics is up here. And I mean, it's because Maine is such a sparsely populated state, you can I mean, I've met my state representative so many times, and my state senator several times, and my representative in Washington a few times as well. Never met Angus King. And let me tell you, if what's her face ever came by, Susan Collins, I wouldn't have much nice to say to her, but eh. Sometimes are very signs. There we go, prefab sons. But I mean, I remember, my goodness, we had to suffer through, this guy up here by the name of Paul LePage. And that was because it's like a state embarrassment. But for 2 cycles, we had a sane candidate, and the Republicans had a guy by the name of Paul LePage. And this guy, he was proud to say, I was Trump before Trump got into office. And yeah, he was an utterly repellent, disgusting individual. His voice sounded like a toilet flushing, a rusty toilet flushing. He was just, God, ugly at every level. Um, and I'm not just talking about physically or how he spoke. It was just politics and everything because he changed the character of politics in Maine. Maine was again our most. I mean, if before he came along, the most moderate state in the union when it came to politics. And what he did was just so embarrassing every day. And I mean, that's the one thing we up here in Maine, we're sort of ready for what Trump brought into like national politics, i.e., do something incredibly offensive and cover that up by doing something even more incredibly offensive and stupid. And that was Paul LePage's. Oh, hello. Oh, hi, Dode Hammer. Dode Hammer. Dode or Dode, sorry. Hopefully that was. Yeah, if you're not aware, the game, we are experimenting with getting it up on Steam right now. And yeah, we're having issues with that because Steam on the developer side is kind of like cyclical and redundant. Whenever you're trying to do anything, it's sort of like Facebook Business Suite. It opens about if you don't backtrack and close other tabs, it will open an endless series of tabs as you try to navigate the process of submitting your game. And I think we've got it solved now. There's a little bit of a confusion considering the first version that we ever got up on Steam was a Mac version, because this was amazing to me. I mean, I did not know this was possible, but because one of our problems is distribution on the Mac side, we did not know you can build the Mac version on a PC, upload it on Steam, and Mac users will be able to download it and use it. We were unaware of that until recently, and so that's why Mac version was the first up on Steam. And the PC version is up there now. We've requested 2,000 keys, um, and we're going to start doling those out on a request basis. Because here's the thing: we can't send unless we're able to somehow test keys on somebody that has a Mac and a PC at once. Test one of the more recent keys. I don't know whether because I'm hoping that the keys that we sent out will be cross platform from here going on here on out. But to do this, it's going to be kind of difficult because I will need to get a dedicated email at peaceislandgame.com. And that's kind of unusual because all of our communication has always been through peaceislandllc.com. Anyway, and then I got to get a mass mailing account that can go through a spreadsheet of all the email addresses and insert a key into each of the emails. MailerLite is the service that I was using before. I think it can you do that. But sorry, I know this is all boring back end stuff. But Veg32 is a scene that takes forever to load. In fact, I'm gonna go and dash and get a potato chip. I will be right back. Tie. Hopefully, tie. Did I get that right? I'm. I. Hopefully, that is correct. Yeah. But yeah, what I'm doing right now, let me just see what I got here is like I was saying at the very beginning, uh, it wouldn't be a main game because this game takes place. It starts on September 27th, um, and in September in Maine, even on off years, the elections up here are very, very. I mean, not so. I mean, not so much partisan. Is that they're just very, very. I don't. It's kind of hard to describe. People up here are more engaged in local government than I've ever seen anywhere else in this country. It seems, um, and it wouldn't be a main game unless there were, campaign signs. And considering 2020, we're not even going to say a presidential candidate in this game. We're not going to do that at all because we just can't. All right, are we done? Great. Now we got to zoom all the way out. Do we have to shut down all the stuff we don't need? Yeah. Have you played any of the demos that we've released there? Just out of curiosity. Tim. Oh, Tim. Okay, sorry. Tim. All right, cool. I had an uncle named Tim back in the day. Yeah. Okay, so what I want to do is I just want to put up a few of these campaign signs around the island because it's something on our to-do list. And really, we're at the point right now where what we have is good enough to send to a publisher. We're going to start doing that. And what I need to do is, if you're not aware, game developers, we need to produce something that's called a pitch deck, which is a basically a booklet that explains, what the game is, what we think its, sales possibilities are, what it's, et cetera, et cetera. The last one that I wrote was well over a year ago, and it wasn't really faithful to what the game is, and I think that's what I don't know. That's something I need to do, and I'm going to do that over the weekend because we're not ready to pitch to a publisher yet because I'm having a discussion right now with our guy, so our coder. Right now, the cats can meow, but really that doesn't do anything. Um, when yeah prefabs. Okay, yeah. So I wanted it so that when the cats meow, um, basically, if you've ever played Journey, when you chirp, a sphere will go out. And that'll allow you to see the other person's chirps beyond just the sound. I wanted something like that, but the sphere would be like invisible. But when it collided with any cat within so many meters, that cat would meow, and that would allow you to find the other cats. As you go around the game, because I mean, I'm supposing that a heck of a lot of people are not going to be wanting to cat sit all nine cats all during the thing, all the time. Even though, really, Zach, the final cat that you meet in the game, you really don't need to take care of him because he's basically an indoors cat. He's the only real indoor cat throughout the entire game. But let's see, that is kind of big. A campaign site will be a little bit smaller, but actually we can, be a little bit exaggerated. We want. And if I wanted to make it really just like alternate university, I should have just not gone with red and the blue motif, because that's the whole political dichotomy in our country. Right now it's red versus blue. And for those foreign people who, don't pay much close attention to our politics, even though we blare it all around the entire freaking world. Anyway, yeah. So, yeah, that guy would vote for him. The thing is, I got to go through here and in my mind go, okay, who on this island would vote for either candidate, And considering these candidates are actually just placeholders, well, they are named after people who contributed to the game, but they are just tangential, really, to the story as a whole. But it's just a way to, yeah, these guys, they would definitely be on that person because they're well, jeez, it's hard to describe. And I don't want to go to all the humans' backstories right now. But yeah, it's not going to be a very exciting. If you've ever watched these before, Tim, you'll know it's not all that exciting when I do these. I'm basically just doing, very just dull rote work. You see here. And I don't, and thusly I don't blame anybody who's like, okay, I'm out. By the way, if you, I'm not going to don't feel guilty. Now here's the thing. I forget exactly. Oh no, no, no. I know who lives there, but they are both public. I do know Republicans who work for the government. But I don't. Those people are totally outside of our political paradigm. They would not have anything to say on either one of those candidates. We just may make it 3 for each because really, there's some people who do not want to be partisan uh, on the island here. Oh, yeah, okay. I got to duplicate that. So, yeah, it's just another detail to add a little bit more like clutter and reality to the world. But like I said, it also gives us the opportunity to add people's names who contributed and such. There'll probably be mentioned these guys, these 2 individuals, who wanted to be mainland politicians in like maybe a couple newspaper articles outside of having their signs up, but really, yeah, these guys are, they're somewhat conservative. They're pretty conservative. Yes, yes, I would have to say. Oh yeah, we do have different meows for different cats. Actually, we have. I mean, they. I mean, are you talking about different? Each meow would have a different power. That was something that we wanted to add, and hopefully still can. We did want it so that when one of the boys, we once had this thing is when the cats were like maxed out on everything, they would enter. Just so if you ever played Red Dead Redemption, there was this sort of like extra bar that if you took like a booster something, it would give you superpowers or super like slow motion shooting or something for a certain. We did want something akin to that. I forget exactly what that mechanic was called, but we had to scale back. So let's see here. And the reason this is reacting so slow is number one, it always acts very slow when I'm streaming, and number two, in the main scene here, yeah, it's going to be always a little bit kind of slow because this is the scene that literally has the entire game world at one time inside of it, so it's kind of slow. Yeah, he would be. Only problem is, it's like it's behind his fence. He would want neighbors to see it, so it would be out here. But now I'm seeing. Oh, no, no, no. That's an optical illusion there, baby. There we are. Yeah, and Laura's trying to get a better save system. That's something that's sort of hobbling the project right now because sometimes we still have problems with the cats coming out at odd places where they shouldn't be, upon entering a structure or something, and that basically sticks the player in the middle of basically a dead end. And we need to get, because the other option is making sure that every one of those systems is 100%. Right now, our saving is we only have one save slot, and that's when you exit via, the games console. And I need to change the colors of these rocks back. They should not be red like this. I need to go through and change those. Okay, so we have that one guy. That's that one governor signs. So we went the governor. That guy would be definitely Yeah. Judging politics, these people, these guys out here would definitely be. Yeah, and there are no humans in the whole game, but that's one thing I tell them people about the game is that yeah, it's about the cats, but really there's just so much that you have to pick up about the humans and everything because it's through the humans and their artifacts that you figure out the greater stories and everything throughout the game. Um, I'm hoping I can get this next like the public beta together in 2 months, but it's like a really tall order. Can I just say? I wanted to get the public beta out by the end of this year. I swear to God, and I hope I can. Because this will be a demo essentially. Let's see. In fact, I should have marked that as a demo. Maybe I'm shooting myself in the foot. Who knows? Anyway, so oh my gosh, I forgot the scale of those other signs I laid down, but that's easy to find. Yeah, 0.21. All right. Yeah, I don't want to have any overt politics in this. I mean, but goodness gracious, there are some people in this country, can I just say, and again, I don't want to get political, but they are just. Here's the we're trying to keep our politics out of it, but we can't guarantee that there are some people who can't keep their politics out of it, because we consider some things to just be common sense and non-political. I mean, for example, there are two of the humans that used to be on the island prior to the event. Um, were they were a gay couple, and even though they are not anywhere in the game, because of course humans are gone in the game, they've disappeared. I guarantee you, there's going to be somebody out there who's going to complain about that. And I'm sorry, but you got politics on your brain if you have a problem with it. I mean, just the very appearance of gay characters. It just, I mean, this is the year of our Lord 2024, and I mean, there are some people are going to go, oh, because they mention, global warming in the game. This is a game set on an island where the ancestral, like, freaking industry was fishing. You cannot help but mention climate change in a game like that. And also Native Americans. The island had a Native American history as well, and people are going, "Oh, why in the hell do you always have to do that?" I mean, that I remember the pronoun guy. We all remember the pronoun guy from the launch of Starfield. Where it's like, I just want to, whatever it is, play my freaking game, and I'm so sick of people putting here's again my response. This game is set in the far freaking future. I'm surprised that they didn't have a dozen genders that you identify yourself as. It just struck me as like bizarre that somebody would have a problem with the depiction of gender, allowing people to select gender in a game. Just like, I mean, you're allowed to select race, you're allowed to select, yeah, I mean, what alien species you want to be. You should be allowed to, and if you're going to play a game that's immersive, yes, you do need freaking pronouns that reflect that. It's just common sense beyond anything else. I wonder if these guys would want to be political, because you see, they run a business in town and they don't want to be, that way. They don't want to be too, on either side, because that would hurt business. I think that yeah, these people here, they would be able to. They definitely have a sign. And yes, what's his face over here definitely would have a sign. The reclusive author, that's his name. And it isn't about representation or anything. Here's the thing: is that I mean, like I need to defend us putting, I guess somebody who's too PC, more PC than I would say, they would say, well, representation. We watch go to movies about people that are different from us. We that if we want to, you have to include all these different kinds of people because that makes stories interesting. Humans, if we made a video game which it was just, white heterosexual Christians, it would be a very, very boring game. So, yeah. And heck, if you don't like the appearance of the gay character, you are perfectly, not characters, but, the gay subplots of some of the stories. It's like there's nothing gay going on. They're not like talking about sex or anything. It's just that yes, they're two men that happen to be married because it's the year 2020 and that happens. Such is life. But I guarantee you somebody's going to be offended by that. I don't understand why. I mean, heck, if you don't like gay marriage, don't be gay and get married. Simple as that. But boop. So anyway, okay, we got our political signs down. I think I could actually just plop those right into their sectors as is, but I just want to make a single last pass, see if there are any other places here that would definitely have political signs. I don't think so, because when you go out to the islands today, I mean, I've been going out there for the last month, of course, and there are political signs, but very few because they're small insular communities. And I think the less you talk about, politics and religion, the better, people will get together and get along in those small communities. So, okay, what I want to do now is I want to bring all these governor signs and put them into their proper sectors. Anyway. Yeah, and let me see. It's my complaint about like anyway, just not to go on about pronouns, etc., etc. But it's like, heck, hold on. Oh, have we only put down two? Oh, I guess we only. I guess I didn't put down, or I didn't properly. I may have just dragged it from one yard to the next. Actually, it would be more ironic. Let me see here, because we have to. Yeah, I think it would be better and more size appropriate because these two characters here, the guy who lives here and the guy who lives here, Lily Dufresne lives here, and Brian Connors lives over there. They're sort of like the odd couple in the game, and I think it would be very better for the much better for the story if they were like openly for opposite people, But they're buddies, and they just put. I mean, we openly modeled like the concept of the sheriff in this game on Ron Swanson from Parks and Rec. Actually, I mean I mean, heck, if you're wanting a good a likable conservative male archetype, you either have him or Hank Hill to really work off of. So. Um, and what are these guys' policies? Wheatsky or Solomon? I have no idea. So we still have one that's not in the right place. I guess I. Oh, yeah! Damn it. I know what I did. I kept on forgetting that I wanted one. It, this place back here called Namaste, this yoga sort of retreat. There we go. Oh, wow. Yeah, this woman who runs Namaste, she'd definitely be a blue voter here. And yeah, and I think I talked about, when you go out and you look at the histories of the islands out there, it's just quite amazing the depth that's out there and the diversity and such. I recently saw, I had the chance to go to freaking, what was it? Long Island and visit their historical society a couple of weeks ago. And they had photographs of back in the still during the days of photography, there were still Native American settlements out there on Long Island. Of course, they were, what happened. uh, it's just the way of the world. Uh, but ironically, out on Long Island, Maine, the federal government came in and actually stole like a third of the island from everybody. They literally just destroyed the entire town and turned it into a fuel dump. And it's, I mean, you could still see it today. Whenever you land on Long Island, you go out to, I mean, you basically get off, and there's a big parking lot. All of the other islands, that is, I mean, that's where the ferry terminal is where downtown is. With the, actually, no, she would have it out here because she knows so few people come all the way down there. You got to think. Got to think. But not on Long Island because again, they just, I mean, they literally just blew up half of it and blasted away, made it easy so that big, containers could be there. There are still structures to this day, very day. I'm discovering out there from the time of World War II. Okay, cool. So let's see here. Welt. 3 for Solomon, 3 for Welt. Yeah. And geez, what I should talk about too is all the other stuff that we got to do for the game rather than the islands out there. There's about a dozen, I mean, the remaining stuff, there are about 4 or 5 books within the game that are not complete. I need to put those, finish those up. I keep on saying that month after month. I get closer. Um, again, the meowing mechanic we would like. Goodness gracious. Oh yeah, the dialogue for all the quests really. I mean, Laura's writing them, but I need to review all of them and make them consistent with the overall stories of the game, and that's really difficult. But it's going to take just a review and a careful because everything runs through her. All I'm going to do is make suggestions and suggestions of edits and additional dialogue. She's the writer of that. She's also the person who handles our dialogue system, so it's got to go through. I mean, I would love like long and prolix dialogue, but we're gonna have to keep it to really short, like Fallout 2 levels. Um, check my list of stuff that I got to do really quick and see if there's anything else that I can bring over really quick. The problem is I keep on finding so many little things that need to be added here and there that I'm afraid that I never get things that are really, really freaking important. But eventually we do. Um, oh, goodness. Okay. No, there's not really. What I need to do now is just put all these signs into their respective sectors. And that'll be relatively, well, as you can see, relatively slow because this scene works very, very slow. About 5 or 10 things, no, about 5 things on the list are literally me just making forms. Like, one of the things we recently put up, we put up signs where it says no fires without permit. And the camper up here actually has a fire. And I was like, I dot every I and cross every T. We need to get this guy for a fire permit. And, as I was doing that, I found out, wow, the glowing coals from this campfire is no longer there. What happened? Uh, let's see here. Let me see if I could just search it. Preference to re-download. Oh, no, no, no. This is pref fire. Okay, cool. There we go. Let me see. Re-import. No. So we don't have any glowing wood to go along with this? I thought, oh yeah, we do. Here it is. Huh. So do I put that there? And do I put that material on it? Or do I use this? It's been a while since I've used this prefab, this asset. So just give me a second. Let's see. Ah, that's what we want right there. And that plane back there, we're just going to turn off the mesh renderer on that so we can just place this guy. And actually, that'll get one less thing on our list of stuff that we got to do. Except I would like, can I just say, if we could get like a particle smoke coming off of this, maybe it has an FX of a particle smoke we can use. A smoldering fire would be okay on an island if it wasn't spitting sparks. There we go. All right, great. Let's see. There. Fine. FX. Let's say fire. Oh yeah, I already did. I guess we don't have any particles, do we? Let's see. No. Let me just see if I have any smoke. I may already have, but it doesn't smoke. Smoke, black smoke. There we go. Black smoke, white smoke. I got everything. What smoke do you need? Oh, it's material. I need a prefab. Let's just put this here and see what we got. Yeah, it's apparently playing, but I don't see nothing. Maybe it's because we're in ISO. It would just because we want a source of heat like this, but we don't want it to be open for fire. We do. What the heck is going on with our smoke? Is this? Poison smoke. We don't want that. You know what we're gonna do? We're just gonna run this and see how it goes. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. There. For some reason, it's called conk output. Oh. It should be chunk. I keep forgetting how many, like, literal places there are in this game, how many locations overall. A lot. For its size, a hell of a lot. A hell of a lot of locations. Oops, wrong thing, because I want I want the parent object. There you go. Come on. Stop being such a drama queen, Unity. That's what I want. Thank you. Thank you. But we still have the problem with this black smoker effect. What the heck? But you know, now that we got that solved, we can just go into the prefab and check it in the game world. So that's what I'm going to do. And I'm going to knock one thing off of the list of stuff that we got to get done because that's a step in the right direction. Yeah, and I find it just crazy. The politicization of everything. And like when Rick Berman, there was this, anybody who's a fan of Star Trek The Next Generation, you know, knows the controversy when Whoopi Goldberg, there was this time when Data in Star Trek The Next Generation, he basically created a daughter, which has its own weird, like, things going on. But at a certain point, because the daughter is trying to learn, you know, what exactly humans, etc. You know, it was a magical pixie girl, is what it was. And at a certain point, uh, the character was just asking about human relationships in whatever context. And apparently, Rick Berman had written the script, you know, about her explaining. Uh, uh, you see, what was her name? I forget the name of the daughter that Data made, but anyway, what you see, young lady, when a man loves a woman, then, or you know, when or a woman loves a man, I forget, but what his script is. But Whoopi Goldberg refused to read it because she said this is the 25th century. In this, what? Um, it's kind of strange that you know. So anyway, that's sort of like my attitude about. We seem to have a lot of floating garbage right now. Floating garbage. Yeah, we have a lot of floating garbage. I think I'm gonna have to just. What the heck is going on with all the floating trash in the game? Probably all the testers are gonna go, oh, it worked great except for all the floating trash. It was just floating trash in the air everywhere. And this is in every freaking sector, so I gotta figure out what the hell's going on. Okay, what the heck? How far are you above the ground? How many miles above the ground are you, coffee cup? We're just going to do it numerically. So you're above, so we're going to make it, bring it down to, say, 114. 14? There you go. Actually, 3.9, 8, 7, 6. There we go, 6. I guess I'm going to just have to do that as I just go around this island. We do not have a quest about picking up garbage, but that right now, but that's going to be something coming up soon where, you know, cleaning up the island. And it isn't, you know, sweetness and light where it's like all it gave, oh, you're cleaning up garbage and you're making everything pretty again. Well, it's a way of getting in-game currency with another NPC species, and well, can I say, it is somebody who just goes out to the islands of Casco Bay a lot. The tourists leave a lot of crap around. It's just disgusting. I mean, sometimes. I mean, when I see the people tossing their cigarette butts into the ocean on the ferry, where there's not supposed to be any smoking at all, anyway, it's just what's going on here. Okay, so I took care of the trash. Oh, there are people speaking. What? Othello. Oh, hello, Othello. Hello. Nosferatu, if you're still here. Yeah, I am on Steam. But we're just giving out keys. We've been on Steam actually for several years. For a couple of years, had a presence on Steam. Let me see. Peace out. I mean, meep. By the way, great band here. I'm going to play it again. This is in the background while I'm streaming, just so I can listen to it. This is a band that I reached out to them, Death in Rome, and I asked if they would be willing to license um, an instrumental of this song for the game. And they responded saying they'd like to produce something, original. And I'm hoping that we can continue our discussions, but it's like a curse with me. I'm just very bad at communicating with musical groups, perhaps. But it's same thing happened with VNV Nation, where we initially reached out to them and they were very positive. And then when they said, get in touch with us, and I did, and we never heard back from them again. And it's sort of disappointing. But these guys, I contacted them, and I'm just to the end. And I forget what I was going to look up on the internet. Oh well, such is life. Oh yeah, I was going to look up our Steam page. Yeah. Sorry. I don't know it off the top of my head because it's app something. Yeah. Oh, this is the old menu and all that. Wow, we gotta update this a bit. Yeah. Boy. You see here, it's giving me an alert. I gotta do that. In fact, I really have got to check up on the community here. I got to be more supportive of our Steam community, but it's just there's just so much stuff I got to do in the course of a day. It's crazy, and um, right now Facebook is giving us issues. I'm having a very hard time just posting anything on Facebook. It won't even let me in. But anyway, as you can see, we've been on Steam for a while. So long since we've actually changed the menu since that, and several aspects of the interface. Let me see if there's anything else. No, no. Mm. But yeah, we're on Steam, and actually, can I just show you on my Steam? Oh, look, I could play it via Steam because I have a key. Literally, see, it's right now just updating because I issued another release tonight because tomorrow I'm going to be announcing on our Patreon that if you want a key, we're still in a situation where we have to ask people to get in touch with us because well, no, maybe we can work with somebody early tomorrow that has both Mac and PC, and we can make sure. In fact, is anybody watching right now? Oh, sorry, could check in with you. I suggest getting a call VNV back, Bob. Dude, I posted on the VNV Nation Facebook page about the piece of music. We wanted to get guiding from. I don't speak French because it's the feminine version of noir, and it's noire, but it's noir. We wanted guiding, and we wanted to have. If you haven't heard it, we had basically a main bluegrass cover of Perpetual, and we wanted to be able to use that. But we didn't get much success. But hopefully, the thing is, I may have screwed up our communications with Death and because I thought they would be both. just the whole it's problematic for a heck of a lot of reasons, despite its creators. It was his stuff was just too much on the fascist side of stuff. Um, I really couldn't look past politics for his work, and apparently there's a whole subreddit dedicated to just pissing on the guy. So there you go. Neofolk fans like 29. We want 30. I can see the trash underneath the ground. I'm not going to go around cleaning up trash forever. After this, I'm so that's the thing. As you go around and you fix one thing, you discover about what the heck. My audio just cut out. Okay, what the heck? Is it like weird? Why is it blocking out? I'm just checking over here. Okay, it stopped. Seemed to be skipping there. So. And to paint all of these trails and everything, I did them all by hand. And during that process, I bought like a very nice sketch pad because all the artists that I know that have to do a lot of hand painting, yeah, well, do painting, or just do digital art. They work they work during using those pads, and for the longest time I was like, one of these days I'm going to be able to afford a tablet, and I'm going to be able to do all this stuff. And when I found out, oh goodness, I'm going to have to literally paint every trail, every road, every rut by hand. I got one of them, and I used it for about one day, and I found they said, "Oh, you're like drawing with a bar of soap." I found using the mouse is far easier than using the tablet. I didn't like the tablet at all, and I think it is because when I am holding a pen in my hand, I used to be I mean, I aspire to be an illustrator, cartoonist, animator, etc. I worked in those fields, but I was never all that great in it. But whenever I have a pen in my hand, I didn't like the feeling of the stylus against the plastic. It was like, I don't feel like anything is happening here. And the feedback, what do they call it? The haptic feedback of the stylus against the tablet. I just could not work. So I did all of these trails and everything with a mouse. Everything, the entire thing was because and oh geez, it's sad because the tablet just basically it sat on a shelf for a couple of years. No one ever used it. I never returned. I should have just returned it. And I guarantee you, somebody out there is going, I bet he never used a Wacom tablet. If he used a Wacom tablet, he would totally be into it. Nope. Because the Wacom tablet has a little thing of plastic that you could put over it that feels like paper. Nope. 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 Because even even though I had the tablet where it was a display, so it was literally painting on a display. I didn't like it. I I just never liked tablets, and maybe that's why I'll never be a cartoonist. A couple of years ago, I tried drawing again, and I was pretty good at it, but I don't know. Jeez, I was just never. It isn't my thing. It isn't my jam. Okay, so oh yeah, I said after getting taking care of that trash, what we have to do is we have to go into our main scene. Number oh god, apply those overrides. We got to go down a layer, up a layer. Game development. I mean, I always say this is people when I say, "Oh yeah, I'm a game developer." I'm a game developer. Oh, that must be exciting. No complaints about the gig at all. I keep my own hours and work 11 hours a day, 7 days a week. Um, I don't have a boss hovering over myself except for my own guilty conscience. Not my guilty conscience, but my conscience to all the thousands of people who are supporting us. But let me tell you, 90% of the work is just dull, boring, just making sure pieces of trash are not floating above the ground. Like, oh goodness, do we still have more trash floating? Gods, sorry guys, I can't leave this alone. I got to do this. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna just bring this down. Yeah. Figure 34. I think the last one was 31.9, right? Yeah, 31.9. They're all supposed to be at 31.9. That'll make fixing that much easier going forward. But trust me, after this, we're going to go over and make sure that that smoke is working. And the thing that made me want to like work with Death in a Room, by the way, was they did a song called the White House Tomorrow, and did it isn't a case of both sidism, but they did a version of it. It's a song that literally works for both political sides in this country, and I was like, wow, that's really clever. And I also thought, if we couldn't get guiding by VNV Nation, I thought that a instrumental of the White House Tomorrow would be really, really good for the penultimate scene of the game. There's going to be just as there's that final scene with your father in Fallout 3, and trust me, our final scene is going to be better than there's going to be a final scene with the elder cat in here, and that's when we want some really good music in the background. Because let's see, so we want to go to peace, and we want to make sure the cat shows up in the middle of right next to that. Yeah. And I mean, here I talking about music with like with strange connections. I mean, here I am with my Antifa T-shirt on. I've got three of them. When Donald Trump declared Antifa, I think he signed an executive order declaring Antifa a terrorist organization. I was like, I immediately bought three T-shirts, Antifa T-shirts. Now, I don't want to get into politics, but considering I'm working and blah blahing, and nobody is objecting, we could talk to whatever heck you want about. But you know, one of the things I'm going to just say straight up. I mean, I'm not a big fan of Donald Trump, and I used to think badly about Trump supporters, but I was not. I have turned around on that. I cannot be. I'm angry at I dislike their choices, but here's the thing: fascist movements have got a cheat code. They've got a cheat code that somehow has an inherent cool to it. And I have to, when I was re-examining my position about Trump supporters, I had to think about this with story. I have to figure out who the heck this was, because I swear to God, I saw it a couple times on the History Channel. There was a guy, an elderly Jewish man, and he grew up during the days of the Third Reich, and hopefully he got the heck out before, things got really nasty for. But he said one day there was a big Nazi rally in my town, and I forget, maybe he lived in Berlin or something like that. There was a big Nazi rally, and he said, I was young, I was impulsive, and um, I didn't look too Jewish, as he said. And I decided I'm going to go down and just check out this rally. And he said, he said, I will never forget it. Oh, one thing, we got to add this little code to this thing. Set set quality very low. This is very important because we got to just add this to something because this starts the game in ultra low quality, which speeds it up for testing purposes. But before I hit play here, and I got to step away to while that compiles and gets it started. But he said, I was standing there in the crowd, and there were the music, and everybody was shouting and cheering, and there were the smart uniforms, and they were giving out free beer, and there was everything that I could do in my power to keep my right hand going up with all the rest of the people in the crowd and seeing Heitling along with the rest of them. So you see, that kid, I mean, that guy, I had no illusions who these people are. I had no illusions what they thought of people about me. But even in that moment when I was among them, even I was like, hell yes, this is what we want. This is great. Let's go. And that is can I fault somebody knowing that has fallen under the same spell? I can fault them if, well, it has already had led to harm. But anyway, it's complex. Because my thinking about this is filtered through my ancestry. Understand that my grandfather was part of Operation Paperclip after World War II. He was brought over as a rocket engineer to help with our space program. He worked with Werner von Braun and all those people. And well, and the problem is that just like because the fascists have the cheat code when it comes to, for some reason, their inherent bizarre cool, they also seem to think perpetually that they have a cheat code this time around, that it won't lead to absolute horror and anarchy and war and misery like it does every damn time. Anyway, I'm going to hit play and I'm going to step away from it. Oh, sorry. Well, nobody's told me that my sound is down, so I'm pretty sure no one has even talked about that. So probably nobody's even watching anymore. Sorry about that, but hey, I'm an idiot. Let's see. So black smoke. Hey, Lizzie, come on over here. I streamed on Twitch earlier, and basically for 15 minutes it was just me petting Lizzie because she was in my lap. She just decided it was time. I'm not going to complain. Time spent with a cat is never wasted. Okay, good. I got smoke effect. Spawn. Let's just see what happens here. Boy, do I want a Dorito right now. Or make another sandwich. I haven't eaten well today. I've just been like running around like crazy. Oh, there's a bird just hanging out there. Hi, bird. Okay, so where's our smoke? Okay, it's to the kitty cat's left, I think, right? Yes, the cat's left. So, where are you, smoker? Let's see. Let's see. Oh, rate over time. Let's do 100 and see if that really speeds things up. Stop. Hmm. Maybe its parent objects were somehow lost along the way. Oh, before anybody was to take me out of context and say, oh yeah, Eric said fascism was cool. No. Good luck with that. You know, one thing I was thinking of discussing online one of these days, I should make like a whole thing about it, but really I don't have much of the way that I could tell about it though. Or the Explorer. Hmm. Are we even using Lux water anymore? I don't think we are. Let's see here. Is this another piece of dead code? I'm sorry, this just led me on a rabbit hole here. I mean, why is Lux Water still in the project? Because I thought we were using something different. I'm gonna get myself a potato chip. Crest. Yeah, we're using Crest. We're not using Lux water. Hmm. Why the hell do we still have those in there? That's very odd. Does it crash the project if we leave those out? Because what the heck? Let's just delete and see. Hmm. I wonder if it's going to brick the project. You never can know. Yeah, that's how we started out with the political signs. Oh, yeah. Another thing I could complain about is, or just talk about, complain about that because that's my default thing. Uh, hmm. This may take a couple of minutes. I'm also thinking it might be a good idea to upgrade our Unity version. Right now, we're working with a version that's like almost 4 years old. Mm. Well, tell you what, we may be stuck here for a bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to, yeah, unfortunately, heck, for those people who still may be watching, probably fortunately, say bye because really, I have a feeling Lux Water may be one of those things that's so wrapped up from the old days that we can't, if we get rid of it, it completely bricks the project. Hopefully not. I mean, we still have, at the very beginning, many years ago, we were using something called Playmaker, but it wasn't all that efficient. And for some reason, there's still versions of that stuff in here. Yeah, check it out. It's literally gone through the entire project. Well, thankfully, here's the thing. If this is a disaster, we can always revert. Take care, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry. Well, no, this is what it is. It's always boring. It's always dull here at Peace Island HQ. Mm, mm, mm. Oh, no. There it is. Hmm. Let's see. Do we get like a fatal error now when we try and run it? Let's see. Look. For some reason, salt and vinegar potato chips always make me sweat a little bit. Anybody else have that problem? Just trying to see. Playing any games recently? I have not played my game. This coming weekend, I need to give myself about a day off and play RimWorld again. Need to just get into the RimWorld. Oh, the music is playing. That's another reason why it takes longer to load up. Pardon my belching. A lot of garlic is always in my diet. Raw garlic, baby. Also comes from my family. Let me tell you, my mom, she could, she could blow the roof off with her bourbon. Bless you, Mom, if you're watching there. Happy birthday, by the way, Mom, if you're watching. Yes, you did. All right, come on, come on. And it's fine. It was excellent food. I mean, come on. In some cultures, I mean, it's considered rude not to belch loudly after a meal. And considering you, I mean, God bless you, Mom, for making all those meals all those years. You had the right to belch and do whatever. You had made all those meals. I'm wondering, and like the foreign. Oh, look at this. This is why. Look at this. When we remove Lux water, everything goes crazy. Check this out. Oh my God. Is there. Oh God. Let's see. Just want to check something. Wow. That's just everything is all screwy. Wow. Just hold on for a second. Yeah, all the textures and everything are all wonky. Oh, wow. Okay. I'm going to go and just restore all of that and restart the project. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, I bricked it. I mean, it's no working on any level. So, yeah, I'm going to have to go back and fix that or just reinstate. That's why we never lost Lux. What the heck in here? Hold on. The player still may have some Lux crap in it that's preventing it. Let me just take a look here. No, I don't see Lux in here at all. Udi shouldn't be here at all. Weird. Well, I don't know why that happened, but there you go. So much Playmaker crap too. We got to get. Oh, I thought we got rid of all of this. Weird. Anyway, in Gaia, we haven't used that like since the first days. We don't need that anymore at all. We need to clean the scripting defined symbols up big time. Anyway, well, yep, we bricked it, so we gotta revert. Take care, ladies and germs. Bye bye.